Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kid Lee, and it's time to take a more detailed look at the housing system for WildStar. Now, the housing system in this game is not really a side element. It's very much a core feature of the game. And as you can see here is my sky plot. So not only are you given just a house, but you are also given a piece of land. So let's take a look at the options here. If we take a look down in the lower right, these are your housing options. You have landscape, house, crate, and vendor. So if we take a look at the landscape here real quick, it shows us basically what is known as the plug system. Now, this housing system does have freeform placing, meaning that I can place items wherever I want, both inside and outside the house. But in addition to that system, there's also a plug system for the really big items. So the big square in the center is for your house. And basically here is a list of all of the houses that you can get. Now, I believe there are actually more than what is just listed here. So basically this is just sort of the starters, if you want to call it that. And then off to the side of the main block, we have 4 small blocks, or 2x2s, and then we have 2 1x2s up at the top. And some of the items that you can have in the small ones, you know, we can kind of go down the list here, and I mean, you can have stuff like your barbecue pits, an anti-air defense tower. Just pretty much, you know, anything you can think of, you'd be able to put in these smaller plugs. You know, you have items like you can have your own mines and gardens, and that's one way to get resources for crafting. And then there's also a dungeon type called expeditions that are housing only. So there's multiple dungeon types in this game. There's adventures, there's dungeons, there's raids, and then there's expeditions and ship hands. So you can see here the expeditions are accessed by housing only. So either you or one of your friends has to have one of these plugs placed in order for you guys to access that particular dungeon. And then the big plugs, again, are just more things that you're able to put down on your plot. It seems to me that the big plugs are more for fun, and the smaller plugs are more for utility. Because, again, if we go back to the small ones, I mean, here's your gardens, again, your expeditions, relic excavation, mineral deposits, the crafting trainers, like this one here, the barbecue pit, you can actually use for cooking. So it's sort of your utility ones. But and if we go to the big one, it's like biodome. So that's all for looks. A dueling arena, if you're big into PvP, you know, that's a decent one. But most of these other ones, like hedge mage, Spiderland, again, it's all just sort of stuff to make your sky plot look pretty. You know, there's a spaceship, which robot workshop, just sort of vanity stuff. So it's all to help with your experience. So if we switch over to house, we have all of the options that you can actually do with the house and the sky plot itself. Now let me see if I can sort of move this out of the way here just a little bit. I'm actually going to do this in reverse order. So the first thing you can actually mess with is the sky. Now, right now, I'm using just the default one, and there is a day-night cycle on the default one. But you can actually change the sky. So if we switch over to like Northern Lights, you'll see how the sky has changed now. And let's see if I can zoom into my character here. There we go. That's maybe a little bit better. Trying to move this interface stuff out of the way as much as possible. But there you go. You got Northern Lights. Let's switch over to Happy Land. You got rainbows going, and again, I think this is probably the night version of Happy Land. Let's see here. Fireworks. Yeah, there you go. But you can just by going off this list here, there's all kinds of neat little options. Stormy, World Destroyer. That's a crazy one. Check this out. It's got like a force field grid thing, and it's like the sun is emitting gamma waves or something. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. See, where was the snow one? Just to give you something completely different here. You can basically switch over to like a pure like snowland. So now it's like all snowing and stuff. But that's pretty cool stuff that they actually give you the option to do that. All right, let's go back to let's get out of this and go back to the default here. All right, so let's actually take a look at the house itself. So this is just the basic exile house is the one that I have here. And one thing I will note here real quick, as we're going through these vendor type options, just keep in mind that this is just sort of the starting list. You're able to get more housing items in the open world from crafting, from PvP, from dungeons and quests. So the items that we're looking here is not the full list. So just keep that in mind. So it's kind of dark, which is not necessarily the best example, but you can actually change what the door looks like. So there's an option. You can change the entryway. You can actually change the walls of the house. And you can change the roof of the house. So that's pretty cool stuff. Next we'll go to the crate, and basically what the crate is all of the housing items that I currently have access to. I can basically place them, which we'll do that here in a minute. But again, it's a pretty basic. It's just a list, and it gives you a little preview of all the housing items that you can place. And then the vendor is just sort of a starting list of items that you can buy. And this game goes pretty crazy. Pretty much any housing item that you can think of, whether it be inside or outside, you will have in this game. I mean, you'll be able to just spend hours and hours and hours messing with your house and your sky plot, getting it just exactly the way you want. So let me actually demonstrate a little bit how the freeform placing system works. So out in front of the house here, we got a nice piece of grassy land here. So we'll go to the crate, and here we go. Here's a pine tree. So I've selected the pine tree, and all I have to do is right click anywhere, and it'll put it down. So there it is. And then I'll go ahead and I'll hit place. I'll close this, and there we have our tree. Now the next thing we can do is, and I'm actually going to zoom way out for this, is I'm going to right click on the tree, and you'll see that the tree is now highlighted. And we have two new things that have come up. One, we have a little circly thing around the tree, and I can actually grab this and I can rotate the tree. And then the other thing that's popped up is this little wrench. If I click on the wrench, it basically brings up my advanced options. We have a slider bar, so I can make the tree as big. I actually have to back up because the tree is so big. Let's back way up here. Alright. Make the tree super big. That's a big tree. Or super small. It's a baby tree. Oh, and there I accidentally reset it. And then the next thing you can do is I can actually toggle on advanced mode and look at all of these controls. You can literally do anything you want with these items. Let's rotate it. Let's have a sideways tree, like it's cut down or something. Let's spin it around in circles. Let's we can raise it, we can lower it side to side. Small adjustments, big adjustments. Let's spin it around this way, and you can then just, once you have it the way you want, click on it, and there you go. You now have a sideways floating tree. So yeah. All right, let's fix this thing. I'm actually going to send it back to my crate, because it's probably going to be easier just to fix it by doing that, and replace it. And I'm actually going to left click and hold, and I'm actually going to drag it as I'm moving my guy. So let's see, I want this tree right about there. And I want it just a little bit bigger, and there we go. That's exactly where I want it. So now let me do a demonstration of maybe something that I would normally have inside my house, but have it outside. Here's a cup of tea. Ah, perfect. Cup of tea, we'll put you in the dirt. Right there. And we'll go ahead and we'll place it. We'll get rid of this interface. It's so small you can't even hardly see it. And there it is. There's your cup of tea. Now, we need a really, really big cup of tea. There you go. Now that is a cup of tea. And now I'm inside the cup. But you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about here. I'm actually going to send that back to the crate here. I think I have a giant purple mushroom. Yeah, here we go. Let's get that out here. There we go. We'll spin that around here a little bit. Alright, now we got a purple mushroom. What else we got here? A Chew-a-Tech loading arm. Whoops, I did not want that there. Let's try that again. Actually, let's not put that there. Let's put it over here. All right, there we go. Now we have a loading arm here for no apparent reason. Might need to lift something, I guess. Maybe we need it a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, now we have a loading arm. What other fun stuff do we have here? Metal platform. A red shop awning. Maybe it's time to go inside the house. I think it is. Alright, let's go inside. And again, this is just a real basic house, so it's pretty small, one room. So let's go ahead and get this house set up. Oop, I think I went to the wrong thing. I went to the vendor. I don't want the vendor, I want the crate. I have got a bed in here somewhere. Here we go. Place that right there. Oh, darn. I hit the wrong button. Might help if I actually hit the right button. Alright, wooden bed right there. In place. Okay, actually that's not bad. Need to move it just a little bit. Just try and get it right against the wall. Right there. Perfect. And all the items you place do have full collision. Like if I run outside here just real quick. Let's go back to this mushroom. I can jump on the mushroom. Full collision on everything. Okay, so we got our bed in place. Let's see, I think I have, let's see, a round wooden table. Ah, here we go. Here's a little pet deal. Let's put him over here. Right there. Perfect. It's like a stuffed something. I don't know what it is. Stuffed animal of some kind. Okay. Well, we have a table. Here we go, round wooden table. Let's put that there. And let's actually move it just a little bit. Let's make it a little bit bigger. See, how does that... Well, actually, it's way bigger than what my guy is. So we have to shrink it down. Shrink it down. That's... it's still a little big. These orange guys are a little small. There we go. We'll place it right there. Now, we need to place some things on top of the table. Here's our cup of tea on the table. And we'll place that. And then there was a... I had something else. I had like a beer mug. There we go. Vintage beer mug on the table. Perfect. Now what we'll do is we'll zoom in here. And see, it looks like the placement is right. So perfect. So we got our mugs there. Go back to the crate again. Let's see here. Ah, here we go. A rug. So let's zoom out. Let's get in a good position here. And we'll place our rug. And we'll do a place. And I think we need it bigger. How much bigger should we go? And let's drag it over so it's sort of like that with the bed. And perfect. All right. Now, I think I should have a couch somewhere. Let's see here. Oh, here it is. Good. And we'll place that. Okay, this we have to adjust because it's intersecting with the bed here. So we'll pull it out. We'll lean it right against the bed, right like that. Now let me move over here, make sure it's lined up on this side. Let me unclick it here. That looks pretty good. All right. I've got a sandbag. I have no idea why I have a sandbag, but we're gonna put it over here. And let's see, do I have anything else interesting? I have a metal pot. I guess we can put that over here on this. I'll move it a little bit right there. We don't really have a kitchen area in this house, but we could. Oh, I have another stuffed animal. All right, this one's going to go on the couch. So we're going to put you right there. Let me close this here for a second. Let me zoom in to make sure that looks right. It does. Perfect. There we go. I stuffed angry snail, apparently. Alright, well, I think we're pretty much done here, so let's go outside and place one more thing. I have got something we need to put under the tree. It's every Orin's dream is to have a hover hammock. So let's put that out here. Let's grab this. We actually need to turn it. There we go. Oh, it's actually too small. I need it just a little bit bigger in order for me to actually get inside. There we go. I'm going to turn off editing mode here for just a second. Whoa. That's still maybe a little... Yeah, it's still a little... too small. I can't quite get inside with that force field on there. Alright, let's try that. That should be enough. Maybe. Whoa. Oh, did I just have to walk into it? Oh, well, there you go. So then we can come in here and we can do a sleep. We'll just lay in here and take a nap. Okay, next thing I'll show you guys is the game also features a couple of other systems. One, with this being an actual sky plot, you know, people are not going to just randomly run across your stuff. But you are able to open it up to the public so anybody can stop by and check out your stuff. They won't be able to steal anything or anything like that, so you're safe on that. But the game does feature a full roommate system. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is I'm actually going to pop up my social list, go to neighbors and roommates, and these are all of my couple of my buddies who are my direct roommates. So I can go to any of their place. So actually I'm going to click on this one and I'm going to go visit, and let's go check out her place. See what she's all got here. And you can already tell from the start she's got way more stuff than I do. She's been really working on this. There's a medical station plug here. She's got a giant blue crystal plug there, and both of those are actually challenges. And then there's all kinds of stuff in the yard. So this is all stuff that was placed. You see grass, and here's like a sack full of, I don't know, wheat or something. But it's like all this crazy stuff that she placed. She has a giant hammock. And over here she's got a garden. Now I'm actually her roommate. So if I wanted to, I can actually, you can see all of her plants are already, are pretty much ready to be harvested. So since I'm an actual roommate, I can harvest. See, and then it popped up, and then I can, and there you go. She must have it to where I actually can't loot the stuff. You can actually set different percentages, like the roommate only gets, you know, a certain percentage of the loot, or no percentage of the loot, or however you want to do it. So let's go into her house real quick, and I'll show you something that we did, because I was actually working on this house a little bit. You can see there's all kinds of stuff. Here we have a bookshelf. Let me get on the bed here. And I was actually lining up these books to make sure they were all lined up, you know, as best we could. But you can actually click on these books. Let me go to edit mode. There we go. And you can actually line up the books. So that's something we were working on. The other thing we were working on is, again, this is sort of a one-room house, but we actually added a second level using a giant metal plate. And then we took a fence post. As you can kind of see it, we took this fencing and we made it basically a staircase. So all you have to do if you want to get to the second level is you just come around here, you just walk up this fence post, and now you're on the second level. And we don't really have anything up here yet except for this. It's a hammock. So it's like a hammock that's attached to this wall. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. But yeah, this is definitely one of the best housing systems I've ever seen. I think it's a tie for first with the old Star Wars Galaxies. But it's definitely really cool. It's a lot of fun. And I think Cost needs to take a nap here. But yep, I think that will go ahead and do it for the housing video for WildStar. If anybody has any questions about the housing video or housing system or any of the other systems in WildStar, just send me a quick note. You can send it to my email address, kidleeasf@gmail.com, or leave a message below this video, and I'll be happy to answer in a possible Q&A video that I'm going to do. So yep, that will go ahead and do it. So stay tuned for my continuing coverage on WildStar, and everybody keep playing and have fun.